Hello, and welcome to Heroism Tower Defense Operation Rewrite. This is a game that I have never heard of, but a lot of you guys have suggested it in the recent video, and so I decided to check it out, and we'll see what it has to offer. First off, we got the shop right here, and all of the units. Over here we have heroes, and there's only a few of them. I wonder if this is going to be similar to Balloon's Tower Defense, where you have heroes and then a bunch of standard units, and you can only place one hero per person, perhaps? I wonder how it's balanced here. Over here, we have the War Almanac. But basically, this is going to be a place for information. That's really weird, the UI layers. So you gotta press it. I was hoping they would auto shut when you open a new one. Lastly, we have the daily rewards. We haven't added a tutorial yet planned, but do we really need them? That's an interesting question. If your game is super basic, I don't think you really need one. However, it would be good for users who are completely new, young players who have no idea what a tower defense even is. Just bare bones to get them into the game, understand the concept of a tower defense, and throw them into the wilderness. If you make a 10-hour long tutorial, it's not really needed, it's a waste of time. That's my view. If your game has advanced mechanics or some really unique gimmicks, that would be very helpful for everyone. One of the best tutorials, I think, is Tower Defense Simulator. It's super quick, it's like 3 waves, I think. Super easy, right to the point. Now that we're actually in a match, here's all of the maps by the looks of it, only 4 of them, so it's pretty brand new, surprisingly. They don't have any difficulty scaling. I'm not too sure about the pathways. Some of them we can kind of estimate, but I don't know if it's like a dual path or if this one's a dual path as well. There's not much information to kind of read here. We'll go with the farmyard. It looks like it'll be the basic map to get started into. We got trial, complete easy, and then those 2 are in progress for the different game modes, so it looks like we go here. Alright, well, because I don't know if I can use the audio because of the music, and because the music slider doesn't actually work, we're gonna be playing in silence. Time until reinforcements, what is that? That's interesting. Do we actually get units, or? Also, I have to admit, the design is pretty cool. Waiting on deployment, is that what that is? That's a really interesting concept. It totally is. That's what that is. Every once in a while, we do get information over in our top corner, which is pretty cool to see. Commando just mentioned, tried deploying a hero unit. I don't have a hero unit. It wasn't equipped by default, so I can't do that part of the information. That's just something super obvious that could be, added in forcefully, so players can kind of follow along with the dialogue of the, very, very easy beginner stage. Surprisingly, I think it might be better if you actually do have a hero in your loadout, because I took a good amount of damage, and the mechanic for deploying units is really unique and interesting, but also kind of challenging. It's not a really big challenge, it's just something you gotta get used to for this game. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is we have a very basic upgrade system, but in addition to that, we do have a damage type up here, and it's kind of interesting. We also got a monkey, but that's beside the point. This guy over here, our sniper, has bullets. This guy down here has silver, and I don't know why. Another really cool detail is going to be this down here, unlock at level 25, a time scale. It's a little bit a ways away, but having a time scale regardless is pretty awesome. These guys look pretty cool design-wise. Previously, we had a bunch of zombies. By the way, all of the zombies were pretty basic, so there wasn't much to take note of, but this guy's pretty cool. Like, how many people do you know can shove a machine gun through their torso? But genuinely, their design is really cool. The minigun they might want to fix up, because that's on all of them. Why is he like that? These guys are also unique. They had like a shield or something. Not like an actual shield, but defense value. Now that we've won, we've also got this. We get a ranking for how fast we are. Multiplier for leaking? I don't know how this is rated or what this is. Early reinforcement called. I don't know what this is either. Have you tried moving your heroes? Does it mean like an actual moving ability, or is it like selling and replacing? Now that that's over, we have 550, so we could pick up a few units. Do I have him, or do I not? No. No, I do not. Okay, it looks like we can have 4 of them total. How does this game work? You have 4 heroes and a bunch of different troops? I'm confused on that because it didn't feel like it was going to be that heavy of a game. That is a very beautiful animation. Okay, that's weird and interesting. We get a different selection of maps every time we load in, so you're not guaranteed to see your favorite map every single time, and at the moment we have no idea how many maps there are. Alright, this time around we're doing easy mode. Oh my god, what is this? Where do I put my unit? Bad placement, it's a hill unit. That's the only spot? Not the hill-sized center? Very good. Okay, just like Balloon's Tower Defense, you have an EXP bar, and you also have a speed up if you pay currency to rank him up. That's really interesting. There's a visual bug. Check this out. If I don't have him selected and select him then, he shows 1000, but when he attacks, it goes lower. Also, I'm not too sure what these circles are. I know this is range. I don't know what this blue one is or this red one. Oh, dead zone? Hold on, I didn't even see that. Point blank and then detection range is where it's at. Why are all of the words just kind of scrambled? Not scrambled in like a messy way, but like in their placement is what I'm referring to. If you were curious about the different zombies, we got other zombies, a lot of zombies, and that's about it. We now have invisible zombies, so that's kind of a step forward. Oh, and then we have big zombies. So I guess that might be a step backwards. I'm going to be real with you. The time to kill in this game is pretty slow. So I'm just kind of screwing around, looking around the map and just trying to get into odd spots. I didn't know that this wasn't death. We have new zombie that blows up and stuns in wide area zombie. Okay, now this is worth talking about. This is called Frankenstein. And never mind. It's just a reskin of that other zombie I just showed you. Never mind. False alarm. Really cool aspect about this game is that you can place them down and upgrade them immediately, and then once they pop into battle, you've already got them to where you need them. So that's pretty cool. New zombie! This is a prowler. What he does, I'm not sure, but he's invisible and he's about to get killed, so I guess he's a nothing. We have a skeleton! Never mind. They turned the brutes invisible, so I guess that's pretty cool. Oh wait, is that what he does? Okay, never mind. He does something actually kind of interesting. Okay, now it's interesting. This is a supporter, and this one heals all of the ally zombies and whatnot. However, DPS-wise, we're pretty good, and we're fine. This is one of my heroes, and that's the dead zone. If we scroll out and go up here, you might notice there's like no range. That's because the entirety of the world is his range, by what it seems. But that's not only for him. If I click on one of these guys, they've also surpassed the known world. Also, we did get flying units. They look pretty cool, but they're just flying health bars, so they're not too much to worry about, considering the game gives you these guys. As mentioned, the time to kill is pretty slow, the pacing's pretty slow, so I've just been screwing around, to be quite honest with you. A little bit unfocused from the game itself. There's the flying guys that I mentioned. Oh, and apparently the boss is here. It's a gladiator. There he is. He's got a big health bar, but I think we're fine. He does attack. It does like a stun, and that's about it. Oh, the stun even hits up there. That's weird. I don't think that's how you maneuver. Okay, I don't know what it is with tower defense games throwing weird bosses that have like a 10x scale from the actual waves that they participate in, but alright. We'll run that back. The difference in quality between the maps is very astounding. The plan is simple. We wait until wave 10 and then we do something. What we do is we place this one unit somewheres. I'll be honest with you, it's not wave 10, but it's close enough, so we're putting him here. I don't know why, but the bullets don't go where the bullets are supposed to go. The grenadier is very large. I did not expect that. Check that out. This is the rodent. This is the grenadier or pocket mortar. And this one is our hero. All right, we're nearing the final wave, so I actually need to place a few units. All right, there's the boss, and the Grenadier actually doesn't do all that much damage, surprisingly. I thought it was gonna do more for crowd control, but it's actually kind of bad. It's going a little bit better than last time. We're still kind of rough around the edges health-wise, but it's going along. We did it! I had to sell a few units to upgrade these ones, but we did it! New in the shop, we got the supply station and the torture. I have higher hopes for torture than I do Grenadier. The Grenadier might have been a mistake of a purchase. I decided to buy Sergeant so he could buff nearby towers, and that should help us. We'll try Intermediate, but I really doubt we'll win. Oh, that's interesting of a pathway. I don't know if Sergeant can actually buff towers above him. That's a concern I have. As usual, we're just kind of sitting around. I'll put a few units down just so we don't die too early. I'm gonna be real with you. I've been sitting here for 17 waves and like there's nothing. There's actually nothing. What I mean is we've still got the same zombies, the same basic units, the same everything, and there's really nothing. Sure, we got this guy, but he's another health bar. I'll update you guys in the next few waves. The game is ramping up, I will admit that. But it's not ramping up in a good way, it's ramping up in a, oh god, why is it getting faster type of way. Honestly, I would prefer if it was faster in the beginning with mobility for the actual enemies to traverse. But I guess this is cool as a sense of, how would I describe this? Artificially making the game harder by just flooding the player with a bunch of enemy units instead of really interesting ones. This is not balance. That is just a swarm. Alright, I'm going to be ending it off here. The game has some really cool mechanics, like the different style of placement, the timer for redeployment for new troops to get onto the battlefield, and there's a few zombies that I actually did kind of like. There is a lot that this game can improve upon and add in to make things a little bit easier, a little bit more interesting, and a little bit better. Something that's really prominent in this game is visual bugs. They're small details, but they do add up. The bullets look like they're aiming completely off into the distance and something else randomly dies in front of it. The prices on upgrading the heroes is also another one. This one's an incredibly minor detail, but the mute button is like cut off slightly. I saw it right now as I was muting the music. Adding quality of life features like informing the player they have commander abilities or tower abilities would be awesome. I just found them out in the depths of hell. Adding in new units instead of repurposing the same zombies over and over would be cool, making some of it a little bit faster. Not the intermission between waves, but the actual zombies moving about. For some odd reason, the balance of this game is weird when it comes to the wave distances. It's like 5 seconds in between each wave, and you get that weird horde of enemies regardless of the difficulty. A lot of the pop-ups are really annoying and are not needed. Thanks, game. I know this is a brute zombie. I played the previous game modes already, and I've done 5 matches total. I understand what a brute zombie is. If we go back on that topic regarding balance, the Demolitionist, or the Grenadier, whatever he is, feels pretty weak for what he is. On easy difficulty, he felt incredibly weak, even though he's a starter, so I don't know how that's possible. I broke the UI once again. I don't know how I did that, but also there's enemies that aren't even cataloged here that I just fought. Quite a lot of enemies, actually, unless they're in the different faction, but I don't know where they are. Things that are really good are the heroes. The heroes are pretty cool. I wish I had more information regarding what they do, rather than getting brief information like 2 guns are better than 1 from Rodent over here. Having actual info here, like the progression of its levels and what it gets afterwards, would be cool when making decisions of which one to buy. That also applies for regular towers, seeing the different levels, the damage outputs, and any of the abilities that might come with the level obtainment. Things like seeing invisible enemies or what other traits they might acquire, such as getting anti-air ability on Hawk right over here. Stuff like that would help a ton. Now, other than all of that, this is a basic game with a bunch of modifications that actually make it feel pretty unique and new. Despite that, the game itself is pretty slow in the starting waves, and then oddly enough gets really rampant later on in an odd way of making it challenging. Now, before we actually get out of here, Roblox has been screwing over developers, which is not cool. So I want to help these developers. I will donate 5,000. Oh, that's pretty cool. They did all of that. How high does that go? Out of all the things to see, that is so unexpected. Dude, I don't know how long this goes for. Developers, I hope this helps you. Roblox has not been awesome as of recent. Cool. Holy crap, that took a minute. That definitely took a minute. There's still fireworks. The fireworks are my favorite part. Jeez, that was a pillar of light. If you're looking for a new experience, I would definitely recommend you check out this game. However, it does have some flaws, and I've spoken upon what I think is good and bad. Take it as you will. You might enjoy this game way more than I do. And if you want the link, it's going to be down below in the description. Thank you to everyone who recommended this game. If it seems like I'm being harsh on the game, I'm not. I just feel like it's pretty slow, pretty boring, but has a good amount of room for potential with what it currently has set up, and I wish there was more of that in the current game. If you want me to check out another game, leave a comment down below and I'll get to it as soon as possible. If you're looking for other games to play, check out my channel. I upload a ton of content, so hopefully you'll be able to find something new and fun to play. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see ya.